Hello, in this video we will discuss about the cellular pathway of milk secretion from mammary gland. So the mammary gland, we will understand about the molecular biology, the signaling pathway of the cell. So the cell biology we will learn. And in this way, first of all, we should need to understand the function of the oxytocin and prolactin for secretion of milk. So this is the female which that contain a baby, their child, and the child crying when the higher brain center will activate to stimulate the hypothalamus, and the pituitary stimulation from hypothalamus will release the oxytocin as well as prolactin. Remember, so the oxytocin and prolactin collectively through a mechanoreceptor after the feeling of the baby, the positive feedback will be occur. And in this way, the ejection of milk will be occur through and mother as well as child bonding will be occurred through oxytocin. So this is the hypothalamus. When crying, the baby will stimulate the hypothalamus, and the prolactin inhibitor is stimulation removed by inhibition of hypothalamus. And in this way, the prolactin release, when the prolactin release, when the prolactin release due to the inhibitory removing will increase the prolactin in the blood circulatory system as well as oxytocin. So remember, both hormone is the endocrine hormone, and in this way the oxytocin is the neuroendocrine hormone, and this is basically is the uh, this is the sagittal view of the mammary gland. This is basically the mammary organ, and contain rib and lungs is here, and this is the intercostal muscle which that is rib containing, and this is the gland lobules, and which that is open through a sinus, the sinus, and the here is you can see the pectoralis major muscle and the lactiferous duct. So the lactiferous sinuses as well as lactiferous duct. So in this way, this is we are understanding the anatomy. So this is the lobule contain alveoli, and each alveoli contain a many secreting globules like structure. So in this way, here is the sac containing a milk secretion through a luminal epithelial cell inside, while the outside surrounded the myoepithelial cell. So the myoepithelial cell, which that is used for the contraction. Let's begin to understand the laminal epithelial cell pathway and how it's work. So the laminal epithelium we will discuss now. So this is the plasma membrane, and this is the receptor is known as the tyrosine kinase receptor. After the binding with the prolactin, will the JAK2 will phosphorylate and recruit the JAK2 to the docking of stat 5. After the stat 5 phosphorylation will combine the dimeric formation, and this dimeric formation is the transcriptional factor which that will go into the DNA where the nucleus is present and bind with the transcriptional factor where the region of the DNA required for the production of milk. The milk is in the form of BLG, casein, WAP, and also produce the STAT5 for again increasing of the positive feedback. So this is the DNA, and this transcription lead to translation in the cytoplasm and produce protein. That protein can be casein protein and whey protein. But remember about that. Here is the globule formation is known as the vesicle. This vesicle will be exocytosed into the uh, into the into the lobule part, And in this way into the lobule you can understand that after the ejection due to the myoepithelial cell. So remember, and here is one more important thing you should need to understand: the transmembrane receptor, which that will stimulate the SERC family, SRC family kinase, and SHC, which that will be activation of RAF, MAP kinase, and MAP kinase. And in this way, the MAP kinase, the growth receptor will bind with the growth hormone also for the hormone, any hormone, estrogen, sorry, and this estrogen will bind with the growth receptor for the growth of the mammary gland. So anyhow, let's begin to understand the myoepithelial cell pathway. So in this way, the myoepithelial cell is used for the contraction of the lobule, and that is why the contraction of the lobule due to the myoepithelial cell. And this is the smooth muscle containing myoepithelial cell, and this is the oxytocin receptor will bind with oxytocin, and will the alpha GDP containing trimeric protein will be separated by the activation through ATP to convert the GTP, alpha GTP, and that will be trigger the PIP2 to convert through a phospholipase C activation through a GTP, alpha GTP subunit, which that will separate the DAG and the IP3, and this inositol 3 phosphate or triphosphate will be combined with a calcium sensitive inositol triphosphate channel for the efflux of the calcium from the endoplasmic reticulum, as well as the voltage regulated calcium channel, also triggered by the oxytocin receptor. Anyhow, here is the MAP kinase will be activated through a IP3 also. And in this way, the MAP kinase cascade activation. And in this way, the prostaglandin will be increased by this MAP kinase phosphorylation for activation. And in this way, the breast myoepithelial cell contraction through prostaglandin increase. While here is the calcium calmodulin complex formation, which that is the regulator of the calcium, will bind with the calcium to activate the MLCK activation. After this MLCK activation, the basically it will target for the phosphorylation of myosin. After the phosphorylation of the myosin, the contraction will be occur with the binding with the actin through myosin, and here is the titin, actin and myosin is the sarcomere, which the Z to Z line is known as sarcomere, is the unit of contraction of muscle. So anyhow, here you can see this is, you can understand, this is the row A and row kinase activation will lead to myosin phosphatase, also the same mechanism. So the multiple pathway which that is used for the ejection of milk, and in this way the contraction will be occur and the myosin phosphorylation will lead to milk let down. Anyhow, in this way, the myosin phosphatase enzyme used to convert the ADP from the ATP to phosphorylation, and that is the major mechanism for the cellular pathway of milk secretion from mammary gland. So thanks for watching. Please make sure to subscribe, like, and share. Ask the question in the comment below. Thanks for watching. Bye.